Let's now get a recap from the last few heats on the desk with Ronnie and Strider.
Thank you, Joe. We're going to start by looking at Heat 3. You spoke about Kelly Slater losing out. It was a really fun draw to have a look at because Kelly, surfing against Leonardo, he's had a lot to do with Leo as a grommet as he's been coming through the ranks, and Kelly looked inspired going into that heat. I think he really wanted to teach Leo a lesson, but it kind of worked out the other way.
That's been interesting to watch the flow, Kelly surfing lights out. He's surfing really well, but just the rhythm, his intuition kind of getting the better of him. He's just not on the better waves, and Leo was on the better waves. Leo just, hooks into the pocket, big, beautiful surfing, and finishing really strong. So, he's getting great scores for really good fundamental surfing.
Yeah, nothing too mind-blowing from Leo. He's going to have to step things up as he takes on some of the more informed surfers in this draw. But Kelly, just such a busy start to the year. A couple of nights ago, he launched out of Noah, his clothing label in Australia. Made his way over here to West Oz. Just hasn't been able to launch a good campaign in 2016, no, Strider.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, just not getting the waves he needs, and not his intuition telling him to go for waves that that don't work out. This next heat, a cracker for Wiggly.
A cracker. The second round at this event last year was staged over at the box, and if that was the case going into this heat, I would have said, Wiggly, you've got Buckley's chance of beating this wild card. But here at Main Break, completely different story. Wiggly dominated.
Yeah, you know what, Jack, he had moments of, greatness, that he was on the edge of really performing lights out. He hit a big barrel he didn't make. There was a couple turns that if he would have come down with, he could have actually got himself in a good position, but not the case. Wiggly just smashed him.
Good battle. Heat number 5 saw Adrian Buchan taking on Dusty Payne, and from the opening exchange, we knew we were going to be in for a good heat.
Yeah, it was great to see this. I was sitting up in the competitors area, all the guys having their opinions on, the exchange that went down between Dusty and Ace right here. A few of them gave it to Ace, a few of them gave it to Dusty. I love the backside surfing of Ace. I mean, everybody kind of has their guys. Oh, this guy's going to be exciting to watch. This guy, every time Ace is in the water, it's exciting. It's a nail biter. It's all the way down to the end.
This was the wave that got Dusty Payne back into the heat at 9.2, and he was in a position to steal the lead in the final stages. He had priority. He kind of took off on a mediocre wave, and then at 8.8 he fell short, and it cost him in a big way because Ace got priority. He picked up the last decent ride of that heat and shut it down.
You can't leave Ace with priority. He's just such a tactical surfer.
And then we saw Connor Coffin up against Adam Melling in heat number 6, and Connor, just the form that he's been in, you'd expect him to shut this heat out, but it was a bit of a scrappy one. No one really lit this heat up.
I feel like, I kind of tend to think that Adam Melling is just such a good surfer. I feel like he's underrated and a little underscored most of the time. He really does find good waves. He really has a great style and a beautiful, body torque up into the bowl. This guy surfs so good, and finally getting a nod and getting through a heat. Unfortunately for Connor, the kid's number 2 in the world. He's had a good start, but, he does not want to bow out and get a 25th here.
No, that's a tough one, and especially heading into Brazil, an event that he might struggle at. He really loves the power in the surf. Adam Melling, I think he can take some confidence into the next round. Still a shaky performance, a low-scoring heat,